Hey guys, welcome back. Today I have a really fun video for you. I'm going to be sharing my favorite products from YesStyle for the summertime. These are all just like really effortless and easy to wear products and things that are a little bit longer lasting, especially in the warmer summer months. And also YesStyle is celebrating their 14th anniversary this week. So from now through July 5th, they're going to be having some great deals on products. They also have a 10% off coupon code, which I will leave down in the description box below so you can save a little bit of money. But the best part is I'm actually going to be giving away everything in this video today. So it's 14 products that are going to go to one of you guys, and YesStyle is going to be shipping the prize directly to the winner. So just make sure you take a look at the description box for the rules on how to enter and also the countries that YesStyle ships to, because if you're in a country that they don't ship to, then unfortunately you're not going to be able to enter this giveaway. But they do ship to a lot of countries, so hopefully yours is on the list. So anyway, let's go ahead and just dive right in, and we'll start with complexion products. So the first thing that I have been loving from YesStyle is the Peach Glow Makeup Base. This is such a beautiful primer. I got this fairly recently, but I've just been using it nonstop, and I think it is so great for the summertime. First of all, it has this really nice peachy scent to it, so it just, to me, it smells like summertime. And on top of that, it has a beautiful texture. It's really great if you have dry skin because it just adds a really nice layer of moisture to your skin. And it also has a little bit of like an iridescence to it that really adds a nice glow underneath your foundation. It's not something that's going to add sparkle or glitter or anything to your face. It really just makes your complexion look extra glowy and dewy and like you have really plump, hydrated skin. So that's the thing I love about it. I know there's tons of glowy primers out there, and I feel like they're more shimmery than glowy. This one really doesn't have shimmer in it at all, which is why I absolutely love it. And also I just think that foundation sits on top of this so beautifully. It's not necessarily like a pore minimizing primer, but it just kind of evens out my skin tone and makes it look just really, really healthy. And just like the slightest bit of that glow peeks through your foundation, it just looks really, really pretty. So loving this lately. And then another product I just had to mention again is the Missha BB cream. This is the Chobayang version, and I love this so much. I know everybody on YouTube talks about the other Missha BB cream. The name is escaping me. I think it might be called Perfect Cover, and I thought that was okay, but for me it was a little bit too glowy, and it seemed to kind of draw attention to any type of texture that I had on my face, whereas this one has a really natural, more skin-like finish, but it still feels like a BB cream. So it feels like a tinted moisturizer, but it has a lot more coverage, and it also has an SPF of 30, which I love as well. It's a great one just to wear out in the summertime, not necessarily to the beach. If you're going to be going out in the sun for a longer amount of time, I would definitely recommend just putting on a regular sunscreen under your makeup. But I feel like if you're just out running errands and you're just going back and forth from the car to stores and things like that, I think this is great, and it's a great way just to protect your skin from the sun, and it makes your skin look flawless at the same time. I think the coverage is amazing. It's got like medium coverage, and on my drier, more mature skin, it doesn't settle into fine lines at all. It doesn't accentuate my pores. It just makes everything look really smooth and perfected. So this has been one of my absolute favorite foundations since I discovered it a couple months ago, and I'm in the shade 21, by the way, and the winner of my giveaway will get to choose what shade. So if you're a little bit lighter, a little bit darker, then you can choose a different shade if you want to, but just keep in mind that the shade range on these BB creams is very, very limited. Okay, so then product number 3 is the Moist Creamy Concealer from Apu. This concealer is, again, my favorite concealer lately. I've been using these two just nonstop. I think it's a great combination. This has a medium coverage, so it hides pretty much everything that I needed to, but the texture of it is fantastic. It is so moisturizing. It's kind of a dupe for the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. That's basically what it reminds me of, but I like this even better than that one because it just sits so nicely on my skin and it looks exactly like skin again. So it's not too glowy. It's also not a matte formula. It really just looks like your skin. Once you blend it out, you can't really tell that it's there, yet it gives you such great coverage. So I have this in 2 different shades. I think I like shade number 1 the best, which is called Frozen, but I also have shade number 2, which is the one that I bought first, and I didn't realize that that one was going to be just slightly too dark for me, but I tend to use shade number 1 underneath my eyes and anywhere that I want to like brighten up my skin a little bit, and then number 2 is great if I happen to get a blemish every once in a while, because that one is closer to my skin tone. So I'll use that just on the rest of my face. But under my eyes, I usually like to use something that's a little bit lighter than my skin tone. So shade number 1 works perfectly for that. And again, the winner of the contest will get to choose their own concealer shade as well. Okay, so moving on to cheek products, I have 2 different powders from Missha that I'm going to be giving away as well. One is the Cotton Contour and one is the Cotton Blush. So the Cotton Contour I have in the shade Smoked Hazel. And again, if you have a lighter skin tone like mine, this is absolutely beautiful for contouring your cheeks because it's a nice kind of smoky, taupey brown, but it's not too dark. And I love that this one is so subtle, it's pretty much impossible to overdo it. So if you just want a little hint of a contour and you don't want like this big stripe on your cheek, I love this one. And you know, you can obviously build it up if you need a little bit more color, but also if you have more of like a fair to light skin tone, you don't have to feel like this is going to be too much for you. So I love the versatility of it because a lot of different skin tones can wear this. It does come in other shades as well. So if this looks like it might be a little too light for you, they do have other options. It's also super affordable, and the powder itself is ultra finely milled. It's super, super blendable, and it doesn't look like powder on your skin. It just looks really, really seamless. And very similar to that, we have the Cotton Blusher. So this one is in the shade My Candy Shop, and I love this color. I think it's so beautiful for summertime. It's kind of like a pop of peachy pink. It's just super beautiful. And again, the formula is so smooth and so fantastic on this. For me, because I have dry skin, a lot of times powders can look really obvious, like they're sitting on top. And this one is just one of those type of powders that blends right in and just becomes like one with my skin. So I've been just super impressed with the formula of these, and it's kind of hard to believe that they're as inexpensive as they are because they're like a high-end formula. I also want to talk about some cream blushes as well because there are so many good ones on the YesStyle website. The first one is the Halika Halika Jelly Dough Blusher. So this is in the shade Apricot Jelly. That's going to be the one in the giveaway. I just think the formula is so unique. I was expecting this to be sort of like the ColourPop Super Shock Cheeks, but it's a little bit firmer than that and has more of a putty-like texture, but I find that it makes it just so easy to blend out on your cheeks. And the best thing is it's super long lasting, so even at the end of the night, I still have this on, and it doesn't stay sticky on my cheeks either. It dries down right away, so if you want to add like a powder blush on top of it just to intensify things or like make it last even longer, you don't have to worry about applying anything over it and the powder to grab to your skin because it just blends in and sets immediately. So I really love this. I've gotten it in multiple colors now. And then one more blush I also want to talk about is the Juicy Pang blusher from Apu. And this one, it looks like a little nail polish. I love the bottle. I'm actually wearing this color on my cheeks today, and the shade is Peach. So I love this formula as well. It is so super lightweight. You just kind of put a dot or two on your cheek and blend it out, and it's so effortless. It almost kind of feels like a gel. So it just feels really lightweight and almost water-like when it's going on your skin. I just think it's such a fun product. And again, super long lasting. It lasts all day on me. And another thing that I love about this is that it goes on sheer, but you can also build up the color. So if you just want that really sheer wash of color, I would just put a couple dots, blend it, and you're good. But you can also go back in and add more. And again, this doesn't stay tacky or sticky on your skin. So it's really easy to build up layers, and you don't have to worry about moving your foundation underneath. I feel like with the stickier, tackier kind of cream blushes, that always happens to me, but really I haven't had that issue at all with either one of these, so that's another reason why I love them so much. So moving on to eyes, I have 2 different eyeshadow palettes to talk about. The first one is from 3CE, and this one is called Plot Twist. I showed this in another YesStyle haul a couple months ago, and I was just so impressed with the formula of this one, and I also love the color story. It's neutral, but you have a really nice mix of both warm neutrals and cool neutrals in here, so I find that I can get warm toned and cool tone looks depending on the day, depending on what I'm going for. I find that when it comes to the matte shades, they have a really like rich and velvety feel to them. They don't feel like that ultra powdery type of formula that blends away. They really have great staying power, and the shimmer shades in this palette are really pigmented as well. So I don't know if it's just this brand, but I had really good luck with these shadows. I love the way that they applied and wore throughout the day. And then the second palette that I have is from a brand called Clio, and this is the brown one. They also have a couple different colors. They have like a rusty colored one and a pink one. There's so many beautiful combinations, and I saw Taylor Wynn talk about, I want to say it was the rust colored one, but I just felt like I have so many of those already in my collection, like those really warm tone palettes, that I went for the brown one instead. Not that I don't have a lot of browns in my collection. That kind of sounds ridiculous actually, but I think what I love about this one is, yes, it's a brown neutral palette, but it also skews warmer. And again, like I have a lot of warm tone palettes, but the warm tone palettes that I have a lot of like those red colors and the orange, and they're like very dark. And these warm tones are very subtle and very neutral to warm. So I just love that. And I don't have a lot of palettes in my collection like this. Usually my warm tone palettes are like full on warm toned, like heavy, dark colors. And this one, I loved just how light it was, but you still have some beautiful golds in this palette. And you also have these kind of warmer, rusty browns down here. So I'm wearing this palette on my eyes today. And I took this shade right here for my crease, which is this nice warm brown. And actually I used this one like a little above my crease, this lighter brown. And then I used this one to deepen up my crease a little bit more. And then I popped this gold shade on the lid, which is like a really flaky gold. It's not a glitter, but it almost gives the effect of a glitter. So that's great because I don't really like wearing full on glitter on my eyes, but this one kind of gives that really, really shimmery effect. So I've really been enjoying this palette so much. I'll go ahead and show you some swatches. And I think the formula on this one is super nice as well. You have some of those rich velvety matte shades. You also have some shimmers that are a little bit more on the sheer side, almost like a topper. So what I like to do with those is I just do an all matte look and I put a matte shadow on my lid, and then I just go into one of those sheer shimmers and just top it with that. So you can see the matte shadow peeking through, and it kind of just gives it a little bit more depth and dimension that way. But I've just had a lot of fun playing with this palette lately, and I think it's a great warm tone palette for the summertime just because it's a little bit lighter and it's not quite as fall-like as some of my others that I have. And then another eye product I couldn't wait to share with you guys is this waterproof pen liner from Clio. And this is in the shade Kill Brown. I've been wanting to try Clio's waterproof eyeliner for so many years now. I've heard great things about it. So I ended up ordering this a few weeks ago and I just fell in love with it. And for me, when it comes to the summertime, a waterproof eyeliner is essential because it always tends to wear off around the corner of my eye, especially if I try to do a wing. Usually the wing tends to just disappear once I start sweating or if it's humid outside. And this one stays put like no other. It has such great staying power and it's really easy to use too. It has a felt tip, but it's not one of the stiff felt tips. It actually bends back and forth like a brush tip. So those are my favorite types of eyeliners, and I really loved how easy this was for me to use. And I also really like the brown. Just for summertime, I feel like it's a little bit less harsh than black. And this color brown just pairs so beautifully with these two palettes as well. So I've been loving this. I definitely want to pick up some more shades. All right, so then my last three products are lip products. So the first one I've talked about in previous videos, and this is the Waterlight Tint from Apu. I have two different shades that are going to be going in the giveaway, Grapefruit and Bitter Rose. So I will quickly show you swatches of what these look like and kind of talk about the formula a little bit. So these are a really unique formula. They almost feel like a gel. So they remind me of a gloss going on because they have a little bit of shine to them, but they don't feel like a gloss in that they feel more, like I said, like a gel kind of formula. They're really, really super interesting, and I haven't tried a lot of lip products that feel like this. And what I love about these the most is they stain your lips, they last a really long time. And what I love most about these is that even though they act like a gloss and they feel really comfortable and hydrating on your lips, they also tend to leave a stain behind. So they last a really, really long time. Even once the shine is gone, you still have some color, yet they continue to feel really hydrating and really moisturizing throughout the day. So if you're somebody like me who doesn't like a matte liquid lipstick because they dry the heck out of your lips, I think you'll really enjoy this formula a lot because you get the best of both worlds. They're long lasting, yet they also feel super comfortable throughout the day. So these are just a favorite of mine. I've been wearing them nonstop. I'm actually wearing the grapefruit one on my lips today for the video, and I just love them. I think they're so awesome. And then the next one is from 3CE. This is their Plumping Lips, and it's in the shade Rosy. And this is such a nice lip balm as well. It's kind of like a tinted balm, but it also has that plumping effect. So you feel a little bit of tingling going on when you apply this to your lips. I absolutely love the color. It's a rosy brown, like your lips, but better. And I couldn't believe how creamy this was when I went to apply it. I was just expecting like a regular, kind of like that stiffer lip balm type consistency. And it almost melted into like an oil. It just melted into my lips so easily and was way more hydrating than I expected it to be. Now, because of the nature of this, it's more like a tinted balm. It's not as long lasting as the Waterlight tints are, and you are going to have to reapply it throughout the day. But if you're a tinted lip balm fan like I am, I think you're really going to love this one. I don't think it had a scent to it. Maybe like, it's just a very slight, like almost vanilla type scent. I only smell it when I actually put it up to my nose, but I didn't even smell it when I was applying it to my lips. So love this one. And then the last product is actually a lip mask. This is called the Oil Blossom Lip Mask. This stuff is so nice. It's replaced the Laneige one for me. It actually, funny enough, smells and looks exactly the same as that one. It has that strawberry scent and it looks the same in the jar, but I just find that this one is a little bit more hydrating than the Laneige for whatever reason, and I know a lot of people rave about that one and I do like it, but this one to me was just a step above that one in terms of moisturization. It just feels more hydrating and it really feels more like a mask. Like I felt like the Laneige one felt a little bit thin at times, and this one is just like that really thick and rich type of formula that I love putting on before bed. It does have camellia seed oil in it and vitamin E, and I just love, like when I wake up in the morning, any type of dryness on my lips is completely gone and they just feel really soft and smooth. So I've been loving this lip mask as well. I think it's amazing. So anyway guys, those are my top favorite makeup products from YesStyle. I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. I know a lot of you guys have ordered from them before, so I'd love to hear your favorites too and your suggestions, because I'm always looking for new products to try. And also don't forget to enter the giveaway. All the rules are down in the description box. I can't wait to give all of this away to one of you guys. Thank you all so much for watching and hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And also I would love if you take a second to subscribe to my video. That way you won't miss out on any future uploads. Thank you guys, and I will see you all in my next video. Take care guys. Bye.